Howdy everyone. Hello and back to more of Shadow of Destiny. I'm of course a Black Shadow. And Eckart wants his book back.
Damn. I'm locked in.
So Eckart has asked for his book back at like 1 in the morning. And we've gone to the tower. This is the tower that is beside the museum here, or library, whatever the heck it is you've got it now. And the door locks. Mysterious. Well, let's see what we've got here. There's a door here which is shut. Can't enter that. We can go up to the top here. We can find well, all sorts of random stuff here. Got some rope. Alright, cool. That's gonna be useful, I'm sure.
Mr. Eckart, are you there?
Hello? Very quiet. It's so dumb. He dies in amusing circumstances, is all I can say.
Oh dear, but this may be the chance we've been looking for. This attack takes place indoors, which means that the killer is in there with you. If you can somehow fool the killer, you may be able to catch him. Can't you do something to make sure you don't fall off without alerting the killer to that fact? You've got a bit of time. Good luck.
Ah, that's a good point. All this time we've been like random and we've been able to trace where the killer is, but it's a good point. They have to be here with us.
It's locked.
Maybe we can identify who
I
it
want to
is.
think about it, but can the person who's trying to kill me be Mr. Eckart? Is it? Is that possible? And why would he?
Eckart the murderer. So, if we head into our digipad here, we'll find that we have the option to visit the night before, and maybe there's something we can do to avert our problems. So let's go back and have a look. Why would Eckart Brum want to kill us? What possible reason could he have? He's just a nice, innocent guy. Don't get it. Well, let's see what we can do.
Isn't there any way to get in without Mr. Eckart knowing? This is an old lock.
Oh, it's locked.
Maybe I can get a hold of the key.
So the door is locked. That's a problem. We're going to need to find a way to open. So yeah, it's an old lock. Maybe there's a way we can find a solution. And there definitely is. So if we go to our digipad, we'll see. But before we do that, I want to do something, because I've never done it before. What actually is the fated hour? Because I've absolutely no idea in this chapter, and it would be nice to know how much time we've actually got to play with. I think it's pretty soon, but I'm not actually all that sure. Let's go have a look. Now, poor Ike. You know, you got to assume, like, the first attempt to kill him was at, like, in the afternoon. He was probably up about like 6, 7, 8 in the morning doing whatever it is Ike does. Poor guy. Oh, what? It's shut. Boo. Boo. Alright, fine. Okay, then. Well, time traveling it is. So, we need to travel back to 1902. And we can find our key there. A cold day. here we are.
All right. Hold still, please.
Uh-oh.
Hmm?
I'm going to run into myself.
That's a problem. Now, do you guys remember about the whole situation of back in the cafe at the start of the game? Where we may have conceived a little bit of a time paradox issue? Don't do that.
Life is a wheel of changes.
To be fair, you probably died in the prologue, so you know you need to avoid this situation. So we need to find a way out of this, and, well, we just need to not be here. And preferably by not pressing that multiple times, so we need to just get out of this situation. Ah, hello. Look who we're looking for.
The tower key. Here's a duplicate. It should be okay for me to take one.
Ah.
Uh-oh. I'm going to run into myself.
Do you remember back a couple of chapters ago when Sibylla was basically saying about, like, saying that we could have the key that we'd already taken? Well, that's why. She'd already seen us take it. Except that we didn't know that we'd taken it, because how could we have possibly known about that?
Might as well turn back. There's nothing this way.
So yeah, that's why. Anyways, we have the key, which is what we require. So, with that in hand, well, let's go back to the night before. Trying to avert our death. Which is similar there, by the way. Kind of cool. Alright, so, with key in hand, we can get inside. Aha! Alright then, now, there was that rope, remember, at the top of the tower that we found in the actual present? Maybe we can use it. Yeah, it's still here. Da-da-da-da. So, we'll get the on rope. Alright. So we head on up top here. Maybe we can use it as something to... If we get pushed over, maybe we can just simply grab hold of it. Firm-looking rope, but it's very old.
Since I'm going to be shoved off here, I can tie one end of a rope to this railing and grab the other end tomorrow before I get pushed off.
Ah, cunning.
I shouldn't fall. I hope it works.
Interesting idea. Not the worst I've ever heard of.
You're sure about that? She's alive. All right.
Huh?
Yes, he did say he was coming over tomorrow to look at paintings, for sure. Yes, I know. I won't tell anyone.
Who's he talking to?
That's definitely Eckart. We can't open the door. Don't worry about that. So, interesting. Alright then, well, let's get back. I think the fade hour is like 1:30, I think. I could be wrong here completely, but that's a rough guess. Alright. So, I don't know if we can actually leave. Oh, right, of course, we can still leave because we've still got the key. Right, okay then. So, even though we're locked in, we can unlock ourselves out. Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Sure. Alright then, so the plan is that we get pushed off, we grab the rope, we save ourselves, and work out who the killer is. Make sure to actually activate the rope before you run out of time. And let it happen. Nice! Uh-oh. Oh, snap. If you'll pardon the pun. Damn.
Oh dear. Did your rope break? What did you expect from an old rope? Did you actually think a rotted rope could hold your weight? Silly.
Good idea. Bad execution. So the rope that's in the tower is no good. It's just completely useless, and you know there's nothing you can do with it. So while the rope idea is correct, we need to find a different item to save ourselves. So we can't leave because we don't have the key yet. So let's head back in again, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna want to head back to the night before. Okay, so we're back here.
I'm going to run in.
So let's revisit some steps here. So of course we'll here. Let's get the energy unit. And we're going to come back once more. And we're going to go and get hold of the tower key, which is obviously very important. We're going to need it. We then have to avoid getting seen by ourselves. And that's obviously a problem. We'll resolve that by, you know, let's just yeet ourselves out of here. Now, we know that we can't head into the here and use the old rope. We know that's no good. We have to find an alternate solution to our problems. It's a solution that's already been given to us. If you remember, if you ever visited the antique shop, amongst the various bits we found, you remember that we would have seen that there is, in fact, actually, I think I can even show it here. Now, the good news is by coming here, we're not, like, involved with the entire Miriam murder stuff anymore. That's already happened as such. And we're not, like, being held, like, kind of ransom to what's going on, fortunately. And here's the energy point to show that this is definitely what is here. But the reason we're coming here is because you can come here for your clues of what you need to do. When I find the correct route to take. Let's go down this way here. I think there's a staircase up here we are. I'm trying to remember my way around. It's hard to see. It's kind of a problem. So if we swing our way all the way across, here's the main marketplace. Here's City Hall. We want to go down the back of it. I think it's still accessible here. We want to come into here, into the antique shop. And you'll get your clue. Because there's the rope. You guys remember this.
That was found in the tower of the former Lord's home. With the history like that, it seems valuable, doesn't it?
The former Lord's home. So we need to go way back to find a rope that might be useful. Because, of course, there's only one rope in history. We can also head into the bakery here, and something interesting you can find. I think you can find it here. If you have a chat with the lady.
How is it? Have one of our new samples on that plate. It's called Margaret. It's a sweet from our city's past.
Yep. The chocolate we gave to Margaret has now become the Margaret. Nice touch. Very nice. Completely optional, but it's a thing you can do. Very cool. So, what we need to do is we need to find a rope which, is too old. So we need to get the rope when it was still new. How far back? Well, let's go exploring. Let's go back the whole way. What the hell? Let's go all the way back to 1582. We have the key. But can we actually get into the Lord's Manor? Remember, the tower isn't readily accessible at that point. It's a little different. We can still explore. So, it's southwards, isn't it? Southgate, yeah, that's the one. To get to the Lord's house. Here's this dude.
I'm an apprentice to an artist who lives nearby.
You're Carl's apprentice? Good luck, kid. So here is the manor house. Back when it was a manor house. Kinda cool, right? Obviously, we've still got the Squire's Crest, which we snitched. We come down the back here. We have the tower. But you can't get inside. Not the right answer. But good thinking. No, what we actually need to do is we need to not only get the tower key from 1902, we've got to get the rope as well. However, this is going to be difficult because our alternate self is also still here. And if we run into him, we're dead. It's a problem. We're going to find a solution. But fortunately, at this point, if you just come back, if you leave the time period and you come back, you get told about the front and you're in no danger at all. You're totally safe. It's a thing. So, let's head into here now that we have the key. And we'll come up and find... Well, this door still doesn't open, mind you. You come up here, and we'll find our rope, except this time, it's nice and fresh. So that rope is sat there undisturbed for 100 years. I don't quite believe this, but sure. And so now with the correct rope, now we want to head to the night before, and we want to use that. Let's go do it. So now we have the new rope. We can tie this one up. Eventually. My inventory is huge.
Since I'm going to be shoved off here, I can tie one end of a rope to this railing and grab the other end tomorrow before I get pushed off. That way, I shouldn't fall. I hope it works.
For the record, how would the killer not see the rope and then just simply proceed to, you know, cut it or something? Once they see you holding it? You're basically relying on the killer pushing you and then immediately just not looking at you ever again. It's a bit weird. Whatever. So we head back to the present to face our fate. Except, before we do that, there is something else we can play around with. So now we have the key, we can freely leave here. And there's a little something we can play around with and do before we have our showdown with our killer. Now, we're going to have to get our skates on here. We have a long way to go, and you're still here.
You're out pretty late, prowling the city.
How have you not been arrested for, like, I don't know, being suspicious? Very suspicious. What? Whatever. Grab some energy units while we're out and about here. We do need to recover them. We have used a lot of energy. We have done a lot of transportation. We could probably go into the fortune tellers, but I actually legit don't think we have enough time to do so. So we are not going to head inside. I'm pretty sure 1:30 is our deadline. Is it too late to go in the bar? No, it's not. We can still head inside. Here we are. This is what we wanted.
How you doing? What can I get for you?
So you remember this guy?
Hey, what's that watch?
That pocket watch you mentioned last time, does it look anything like this one?
Remember?
Well, it's almost the same, but this one you've got here is a replica.
Dang.
The one I have's all sort of tarnished, you know, with age. Patina, they call it. Here's yours back. Take good care of it.
Are you sure? It's yours, if you like.
No, I've got one just like it, remember? You hold on to this. Can't let you lose a part of your collection, after all.
Right.
So yeah, you can bring the Fabergé watch to the bartender here, and he'll be like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Drop in for another drink when you have the time.
Will do, man. Will do. So, nice little thing you can do there. I think this might be your only opportunity to even get this scene. I don't know if you have a chance in the next chapter. Partially because there's a lot of stuff to do in the next chapter, so that doesn't particularly help. But yeah, there you go. Very cool. Alright then, so let's race ourselves back to the tower because we are very short on time here. Go to bed, for the love of God!
What are you doing out at this hour? Me? I couldn't sleep. I've got too much on my mind.
Nutter. Alright then. We'll let him crack on. Right. So let's head inside. Let's do this then. So, could Mr. Eckart really be the guy who's been trying to kill us this whole time? Seems hard to believe, but who else could it be? Let's see. Here he comes. Oh shoot, lost the comb.
Oh, is it over? It's got to be cleaned up.
Sounds like... they're gone, whoever it was.
Hi.
Mr. Eckart, you...
A girl's comb. This belongs to you?
Mr. Eckart.
I asked you whether this was yours.
Yes, someone gave it to me. But we need to...
Here. And is this person important to you?
Well, you might say that.
I see.
Mr. Eckart, there's something I need to ask you.
I'm sorry. Truly, truly sorry. Blackmail. Our daughter went missing 20 years ago. It was Dana's return for your...
Damn.
So were you the one that stabbed me too?
No, I don't know anything about that. You may not believe me, but that's the truth.
What? So there's someone else trying to kill me too? Then who were you talking to on the phone?
I honestly don't know. It sounded like a young man. He said he'd call again once you were dead. Don't worry, after all, I told you all this, didn't I? I won't make any more attempts on your life, and I plan to give myself up to the police. Forgiveness I can't ask for, but I am sorry.
Desperate man.
No, that's all right. I'm still alive, and besides, it's the fault of whoever is really behind this. Please don't blame yourself too much, Mr. Eckart.
That comb made me realize something. There are people in your life who care about you. Such an obvious fact, really. No one is alone, and for every death, there's hell to pay for everyone around them. Sometimes it isn't just memories that are left behind. It's pain and sorrow. I should know better than anyone else. After everything I went through all those years ago, I still... I am so very sorry.
It's all right, really.
Is it?
You see, 20 years ago, on the day that our little girl went missing, there was a man on the scene, and he looked exactly like you.
Oh, but...
Uh-oh.
I know it wasn't you. Was almost 20 years ago. It's just plain impossible. But this man was there that day, and he fled the scene. There were no other suspects, and in the end, the police thought this guy had gotten away with it. You can imagine how surprised I was when I first saw you here. I even thought that maybe you were that man's son.
My parents...
Yes, you told me some time ago you didn't remember them at all.
No.
Even if he was your father, it makes no sense for you to be burdened with his sins. I knew that... God knows I thought about all this enough times, but I have to admit that I could never quite reconcile the facts and my feelings.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Ike.
It's all right, Mr. Eckart. Really. Anyway, I should get going.
Already?
I have to find out who's doing this.
Yes, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I'll do everything in my power.
So, that's what happened. Eckart Brum, still consumed by hatred and sorrow and bitterness for his wife's murder 20 years ago, succumbed to blackmail in the hopes that maybe he'd find out where his daughter's been hiding this whole time. And he thought that maybe someone like Ike had something to do with it. It's a pretty shitty spot to be in. And it's easy to be a little sympathetic with the man. But maybe it doesn't have to quite be like this. Now, this is something that is not going to be a part of this actual run. But I think this is important enough to show off. We're going to go back a little bit here. And what we're going to do, we're going to go actually back to Chapter 6. You guys remember Chapter 6, of course, don't you? Remember us delving into, helping Oleg get his film under running and avoiding the cars. But of course, we had the whole issue of Miriam being shot and his wife being taken. Hey, now, I said to you that there was something that we hadn't done. I wasn't lying. The game is very sneaky in how it hides it, though. So we're going to go through, and we're going to do all the stuff here with the movie. And all the stuff you need to do. And it's all well and good. Blah, blah, blah. Meditating man. Obviously no good. That sort of thing. We'll speak with Oleg. We'll get the movie out. And then we'll touch upon what we've really come back to do. So here we are once more. Miriam shot.
Lady, are you okay?
Baby missing.
My baby.
All kinds of badness. Now, obviously go through the cutscene. We get approached and like, this is pretty suspect. What's going on here? Might need to, find a solution to your issues here. Now, we've done everything else, so we're going to do just like previously. We'll head back to the present. And we will look to teleport in front of these dudes' faces, and hopefully they won't mind, particularly. Oleg sees it and he's like, aha, movie time. And then Homunculus says, what the hell are you doing? You've got your own shit to worry about. Stop trying to save this lady. But you know what? Screw Homunculus. Like I said, when you come here, there's a small window of time to do something. Though it's not very clear what. If you go back into your digipad and the game does not tell you this, can that woman be saved? The description has changed. And you can still go back. Can she be saved? So here we are once again with Miriam.
Hi. Excuse me.
Yes?
Don't go that way. It's dangerous. Please, will you take a different route?
Excuse me?
Uh-oh.
Wait!
Now. Miriam runs because she thinks we're crazy, which is probably wise. We need to follow her. We need to convince her not to do this. So she'll run off. And we need to chase her down. This feels like kind of like not a good... Oh shit, I got caught on that. That's bad. So she goes around. I think she takes another right here. But if we can follow Miriam... as she runs back down here...
Watch out!
Did
Are
we...
you all right?
She's alive! The shooter missed.
You saved me.
Maybe. Are you hurt anywhere?
Thank you. Only some scrapes. You really were trying to help, weren't you? I'm sorry.
You should be.
Don't worry about that. Are you all right?
She just said... Never mind.
Wait,
But...
where is she? My baby.
Damn! The baby!
There's
She's
no
still
kid around
missing.
here. Are you okay, lady?
Here comes Eckart.
Miriam! Are you all right?
I'm all right.
You're bleeding!
That doesn't matter. I'm all right. Where is she? Where is she?
So... Miriam is saved. But Dana's still missing.
Where are you going? Oh, I thought I'd see if anyone around here saw anything.
Okay, then I'll go call the ambulance.
So there you go. You can save Miriam's life.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm really sorry. I'll never forget this. Never.
I mean, that's kind of complicated. I kind of want you to forget it because it's like breaking everything, but I know what you mean.
It's a good thing this didn't turn into something serious.
What? There's a baby missing. How's that not serious? What? So, yeah. There you go. So, with Miriam still alive in this reality, we still have an attempt on our lives. That doesn't stop that happening. Don't worry about that, but,
Oh,
is it
Maybe
over?
it might change something else.
It's got to be cleaned up.
In fact, when you go to confront Eckart about what he's just done, things aren't quite the same.
Mr. Eckart, after everything I went through all those years ago, I still... I am so very sorry.
Hmm?
Sweetheart?
Wow.
Miriam, I woke you. Everything's all right. You should go back to bed.
No.
My darling, you heard?
Yes. Your voice rather carries, you know. I didn't mean to listen, but you sounded so agitated that
Oh, Miriam. Miriam, I'm so sorry.
everything is going to be all right. You have me, don't you know that? I've always been on your side, always.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Don't be silly, dearest. We've been together for 20 years, you know, and...
You were saying?
Oh, God. Aren't you...
Oh. What's going on? Ike, you two know each other?
No. It's just that he looked so much like someone I knew a long time ago. It's all right. You don't have to say anything.
Good.
A middle-aged woman has memories that are best left as they are. The truth may only disappoint, and I'd rather not be told.
Well, hold on a minute. What is all this? You make it sound like you two are old flames or something. How come I've never heard anything about this? It's a little too secretive for my...
Now, don't worry, dearest. I am a one-man woman, and you know very well that you are that man. It's Ike, isn't it? I'm sorry about everything. Please don't worry about us. We can take care of each other. You should go and see to your own troubles.
Ike, how can you forgive me?
So, yeah.
It's all right, really.
You see, 20 years ago, on the day that our little girl went missing, there was a man on the scene, and he looked exactly like you.
And this all plays out as it previously did, so... But there you go. You can save Miriam, and as a result, she actually turns up late in the game. Saving her or not, I don't believe has any bearing whatsoever on the end game, or particularly the plot. But it is something that you can do and literally defy Homunculus, who said, stop doing that and worry about yourself. But if you're willing to go an extra mile, she can be saved. So we have our conversation, we leave the room, and we find something else has changed. Well. And that will be all for this video. So thank you all very much for watching. Just wanted to show off that you can do things differently. I suppose we'll keep this reality. What the hell? It's a happier one, right? We'll work with it. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And then next time, we're going to delve ourselves into Chapter 8. Very important chapter. After all this time of messing about with various bits and pieces, we decided, oh yeah, we left Dana in the past, didn't we? We should probably do something about that. Right? I'll see you then.